Welcome to Samba Samba. Enjoy the video.
You start by removing power and protecting the electronics. First, disconnect the negative battery terminal to avoid shorts and accidental airbag deployment. Once done, remove the upper and lower steering column trim. There are 2 4-torque screws, and you should pry the shells gently to avoid braking clips. Make sure the steering wheel is positioned to give clearance. Lower it or release the column lock if necessary, so you can access the cluster bezel and retaining screws without forcing anything. Next, remove the cluster itself. Unscrew the retaining fasteners, usually 4 Torx or Phillips screws, and tilt the cluster forward toward you. Once tilted, support the weight with one hand so the fragile bezel and gauge needles stay safe. You will see 1 to 3 electrical connectors on the back. Depress each locking tab and pull the connector straight out to avoid bending pins or damaging the socket. If a connector is stubborn, wiggle slightly while applying even pressure. Never pry on the housing. Finally, lift the cluster out evenly, keeping an eye for any cables or ducts that might snag. This avoids broken trip odometer cables or torn gaskets. Once out, inspect the connector pins and socket for corrosion or bent terminals. Replace cracked clips and clean lightly if needed, because poor contacts cause flicker or dead gauges. Store the unit on a soft, static-free surface. If you run into issues, test pins with a multimeter, and make sure to reconnect the battery only after confirming all connectors are seated properly.
Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if we helped you.